Hi everybody, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. We're going to put a winch on this beautiful 1955 CJ5 today. And I'm going to show you everything in this one video from start to finish, mounting, fabricating, even all the wiring. So let's get started. I went with the Rugged Ridge brand and the model is Trekker 10, which means this is a 10,000 pound winch with a traditional steel cable. I wasn't planning to do this for quite a while yet, but I was online the other day and there was a smoking deal on this particular winch that came up and I had to jump on that before the sale ended. I have a Warren winch on my trailer and that's operated flawlessly for me, so I was a little bit apprehensive going with the off-brand, but this has got a lot of good reviews. People seem to be happy with them. Now, as far as the mounting plate goes, my plan was to go to my local steel supply store and just buy some steel plate and fabricate it from scratch. I thought I might actually save myself money by doing it that way, but it was quite the opposite. The amount of steel I needed and the thickness that I wanted was actually pretty expensive. And then I looked online on Amazon and I saw this one. It's kind of a universal plate. This one was $70, free shipping, delivered to my door, and it's even finished in a really nice kind of a bed liner type of thing, but it's actually nicer than a bed liner. I don't know what you would call that. So I knew this one wasn't going to fit up perfectly to the Jeep, but for $70 I thought I would buy it, and then we can start with this one and we can modify this one to fit everything we need. Even if I have to add metal somewhere, it's still going to be way cheaper than buying the steel myself. $70 versus probably $250 going the other route. So like I said, this isn't made for this Jeep or this winch. So you can see it's too long there, but we're going to make this work. We're going to probably cut these off and maybe drill some holes. I'm not sure how we're going to do this yet. We just have to wait and see how everything fits up. But before we get to modifying it to fit on the Jeep, let's take it back off and see how the winch fits on this. Now, I already checked the fairlead and the bolt holes line up perfectly for this, so these must be fairly standard as far as their width goes. So we'll take that as a small win, set that aside. So here I've got the winch flipped on its top, and the plate would be oriented like this, and you can see the holes line up perfectly. So that's two things in the win column for us, so we're off to a good start. Now I guess I just have to think about how I want to install this on the Jeep. So how are we going to do this? So we can't have the plate like this because the fairlead won't fit on there, right? So I think this has to be all the way out flush with the end of the bumper, like that. And that makes the backside of the plate low. So you would have to lift it up like that, which isn't necessarily bad. We could just use some extra steel on there or some spacers or something. The only other option really is to get really crazy with this and set this thing down lower and then cut a hole in the front here so the fairlead would fit like this and the whole thing would sit down. But goodness gracious, that would be a lot of work. So I think we're going to go this route for sure. I just got to figure out how we're going to secure the rear of the plate. As far as the length of the plate on both sides, I think I will cut it right before these three holes here, as far as I can go before the holes start. That makes it so the plate covers the frame completely, and then we can drill holes in this for the mounts. I thought about just welding this to the frame, but I don't want to do that if I can avoid it. It'd be nice to be able to remove it if we need to, right? All right, I've got the fairlead bolted to the plate, just hand tight. I just wanted to see how things might look with it on there in relation to the front of the bumper. And I'm playing around with some different types of spacers over here and on this side as well. I think that's basically how we're going to do it. Of course, I'll make it look nice. This is just old junk that I pulled out of my scrap bin. But yeah, I think we're on the right track here. I'm pretty happy with the spacers on this side, so let's see about how thick they are. Oh, roughly 800 thousandths of an inch. So I think we're going to go with that, 800 thousandths of an inch on both sides. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to make that out of. All right, I've been working on these spacer blocks for a while. I can't just go down to the regular hardware store and get thick chunks of steel like this. So I made these out of 4 different pieces of flat stock steel. So now I'm going to weld them together, then we'll drill them out and install them. All right, it's the next morning now. I spent probably 2 hours on these yesterday afternoon, getting them all finished, welded and grinded down and painted and drilled out. So yeah, they turned out pretty good. Now we got some custom block spacers to mount the winch. That's step number 1. So step number 2 is to get this plate aligned exactly how we want it. And then we'll have to drill holes in the frame and in the mounting plate to install the bolts. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to fiddle with this thing and measure and make sure everything is exactly the way I want it. And then I'll bring you back in just a second. So as it happens, there's a pre-existing hole here in the frame that is in a pretty good location. We can actually use that hole. So we're going to line this back one up with our block. And then we'll make the mark in the frame for the forwardmost bolt. All right, that part's done. Now let's put some holes in the mounting plate. So I'm going to align the mounting plate to the front of the grill here, to the front of the Jeep. The bumper itself is not exactly straight because when I put it up there and I try to line it up perfectly with the bumper, it looks off. But the bumper's not way off, but it's a little bit crooked this way. And I don't want to line up the winch with the bumper if it's crooked, right? So that's perfect right there. Now we need to check the left and right side and the front. I think the front's good. If I take a straight edge and put it against the frame and the side of the mounting plate, pretty much perfect there. Pretty much perfect there as well. Now the kind of tricky part comes is actually marking the bolt holes correctly. So I think if I eyeball this and make a mark this at the center of the bolt head, I can make the other mark when we get the plate off and just put the block back on the bottom and line that second one up. Well, this doesn't happen to me very often, but I was in for lunch uploading some videos from the camera to the computer and inadvertently deleted about 40 clips. So basically the winch installation is done as far as all the mounts go. We got 2 bolts on each side going through our blocks into the frame, and then the front 2 mounting bolts for the winch also go through the bumper in the front. So this thing is on there very securely. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to add any more reinforcement to this because it's pretty good the way it is. So I'm going to think about that for a little bit and move on to the wiring. But before I do that, I just want to crawl under the front here and show you how it looks from the bottom. Here it is underneath, and we really have a pretty nice clean installation going on here. And if you look up here, these are the front 2 mounting bolts that I just mentioned from the winch. They go through the bumper also. So yeah, I'm happy with the installation so far, and I apologize for accidentally deleting those clips. But it was mostly just getting everything to line up properly, getting the plate to sit the way I wanted it to, and getting all 6 of the holes lined up and drilled correctly. So I guess the easy part is to get the brain attached to the top of the winch. I'm going to put a little blue Loctite on these little screws. And then we have 2 big black cables coming out of the back of the brain, a thin black one and a red one. Looks like these posts are color coded, so this should be pretty easy. Red goes on red. We'll just do hand tight for now until we get them all on there. Now the black with the yellow end goes to the yellow post, and you also include this little black one on the same one. Then the other black one goes to the post on the bottom. You guys probably can't see this one very well. Well, so far the hardest part about getting the cables attached to the motor are getting these little waterproof boots on. They're just not very forgiving and hard to manipulate. I can't get the bottom one on at all. Anyway, they're all connected to the motor. What we have left is a long red one and a long black one. So now these get run up to the battery, and then we're pretty much done. We just have to connect the hand control after that. And we don't have to over-engineer this part too much. We're just going to run them underneath the front grille. Because the battery is located near the front of this Jeep, the cables that came with the winch are way too long. But I think rather than cut them, I think I'm just going to leave them coiled up in front of the battery there, just in case we ever want to use this on a different application or move the battery or whatever. And it's not going to hurt anything having those wires coiled up there. So we simply install them on the battery. Okay, we do not have a wireless control on this one, which is fine with me. So let's plug this baby in right there. Nice long cord though. Pretty simple looking controller, huh? In or out. All right, here's the first test. Before we do anything crazy, we're just gonna see if it works at all. Out. No. In. No. Out. Well, I figured it out. That was my fault. I just read the instructions wrong. The thin black wire goes to the bottom post over here, which you can't really see, but this is the grounding post. And this is also where the negative battery cable attaches. So from the winch, it's pretty simple. Red with the red boot goes to the red terminal. Black with yellow goes to the yellow terminal. And then black with black goes to the black terminal down there. And then the ground wire to the battery and the thin black wire go there. So let's try this again here. This won't be a perfect test, but it'll be better than nothing. What I'm going to do is take the cable and wrap it around this tree. Just a slight incline here, nothing serious. But I'm going to leave the Jeep in gear and it should just drag it across the ground, no problem. So that was a decent test for it, you know, better than nothing, like I said. So except for the little mistake in the wiring that I made, the installation went pretty much according to plan. Everything seems to work well. And check this out. The cover even covers the winch, covers the entire bumper and the winch. So that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like the video. If you'd like to support the channel even further, visit antiquecarsandstuff.com. That's the online store. I'll say so long for now. See you next time.